What's up, everybody? It's TFaurZ here. I know it's been a while since I made a video at any length for any period of time. And I can't really see how long I've been recording for because of course I can't. So hey, I just wanted to make a video today just talking about a few things, talking mostly about why content isn't as often as it should be. As far as YouTube goes, why that's not, really why I'm not uploading, and then why streams aren't as common and frequent. I've said that before on other streams of mine, past streams of mine, but I'll say it again. Streams aren't that common and frequent as I like. I do have a schedule, but I try to keep to it as much as I can, but I can't always because I don't have the space to keep up with it as much as I'd like. That's just the short answer and the really obvious answer, honestly. It could be much deeper, but I don't have to. The other thing is YouTube, why I haven't been doing any YouTube stuff. That one's pretty obvious. YouTube in general has been very, very meh. And I don't really care as much, which more or less leads me on the next thing. And that's doing in my streams and my content in the past. I mentioned this once, maybe a few times in a couple videos, is that I want to be happy about the content that I make. And some of the things I have made that I don't necessarily like, but I don't want to take them down because I made the video, whatever, move on. And I don't really care that much to take it down. It's just kind of is something I can look back on and say, okay, well, from here 6 years ago or however many years ago to last week, things have really improved. I've changed certain things. I've, gotten better at other things, but that leads me into the other thing. And it's something I kind of didn't really put together until later, and something I've kind of lost along the way, and that's being funny. Considering myself funny and making jokes that I like and things that I don't like. I'm not a comedian. I'm not a stand-up comedian. I'm not. I'm human. But kind of the things like, you have to make entertaining content for whatever you do, and you have to enjoy it, whatever you do, especially when it's in terms of the creative space. When you're making stuff, when you're making videos, art, music, all these things, you have to have some passion for it, and I do. It's taken a real back burner at some point. I found things boring, repetitive, things I don't, want to keep doing, like No Man's Sky. Is particular Let's Play that comes to mind, and it wasn't necessarily a Let's Play, but just a game I was streaming to get to the end, and then I realized it really, again, isn't an end, and it is so far away that I'm never gonna do it, so give up on that. But it comes with, like, being happy of your content, being, entertaining, and I think I haven't learned how to be entertaining, and that's something that can pretty easily just become, who cares about what people think, just stream, make the content that you're making, and to a point it's had its moments, but I find myself not feeling consistently entertaining. And as a person, I feel like that's kind of how I am, is I'm not always entertaining. I'm not always the center of attention. I'm not always, and I don't try to be. That's another thing, is I never try to be anything more than what I am, who I am. So I feel like in a way you have to put on a persona, but you don't. You know what I mean? If it comes naturally, it's not a persona. And I've never put on anything. Everything in a video is exactly who I am, exactly how I'm thinking. If I don't want to put out a video, I don't. If I don't want to stream, I don't. I've said in the past, I've canceled stream because I don't feel in the right mind space, in the right headspace to stream. So I just don't that day. Now that's not good. For anyone established will tell you, you know, consistency, but at the same time, ew, things on my microphone filter. I'm not a big anything. I'm me. You know, we have 36 followers on Mixer, which is great, but I haven't been consistently streaming to really feel like I've made an impact. I've grown a lot on Mixer, and I attribute a lot of that to my friends over there, my friend. And I've noticed it comes down to why I don't even post, like when I stream, I don't post it in Discords because I don't feel like it's going to be entertaining. And that really hurts me as growth, and it hurts me to be able to sit there and say that, to be able to say, I'm not feeling entertaining today. That's kind of really hurts when you're trying to keep up a schedule of like, okay, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday streams. That kind of really hurts. But that's not necessarily the only reason. Again, another reason is I don't have the proper space. Proper space is a lot. It's a lot when it comes to streaming. If you have a room or anything that you can just stream in or have your things in, it's very much a morale booster that you miss. So that's kind of hard why I like some days I can't stream even though it says I'm supposed to. It's why I get my own schedule mixed up. Like last Thursday, it's not up anymore, but I streamed and I forgot I even was supposed to be streaming on Thursdays. So there's those two reasons. And kind of the thing is like looking forward, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's just one of those things you have to power through. I mean, obviously self-help and all that, but that's more not really the fix to the reason, if that makes sense. Because the reason isn't that I'm burnt out or depressed or anything. It's just some days I don't feel like my streams have been entertaining. Like I'll look back to a week ago, and again, the VODs aren't up, and I don't have any recordings to be put on YouTube because it's one less thing my computer has to do. But there are just times where it's like I look back on the past couple streams, and I think a lot of it, besides feeling like I'm entertaining, which I usually don't, a lot of it turns into how did, like, quality wise, how did the stream go? Why are we dropping thousands of frames in seconds? Which is a whole nother issue entirely. But that kind of affects how I feel about the stream as it's happening, and then that puts a lot of pressure on me to push past that thought of, okay, well, the stream supposedly looks like shit, and I have to push past that and then be entertaining while also watching the number of drop frames rise and rise and rise, and it's kind of hard to bounce out of. And to be honest, it kind of goes back to the way back of what I started the channel to try and be. My YouTube channel, not my Twitch, not my Mixer or anything like that. But when it came to YouTube and what I wanted YouTube to be was I wanted it to be in the same vein as all these other creators who are, you know, playing multiplayer games. And I wanted it to be that, but you need a capture card, because I only had console. You need a capture card for a console, but you also need a computer that can capture that recording. And I didn't have that, and I didn't have the capture card, which was a couple $100. So then the computer, and then so it very much became, here are things that I wanted to do with my friends, to here are things I can do on my own, which I wouldn't even know if any of my friends would have been interested at the time. I don't think a lot of them would have been, but it was a question I never asked and I never had answered because I never asked. So fast forward to a couple years of doing Minecraft on my own, failing completely at it, not the series, not the game, but the series itself, and like what I was trying to do, what I was trying to be, like as far as the channel goes and entertainment, and like that. Fast forward it to, okay, now I have a computer, and this feels like the same vein of a conversation I've had in a video before. But fast forward to now I have a computer, I can play anything I want. It's hard to bounce off yourself. That's kind of the biggest thing. Long story short, it's hard to bounce off yourself when you inherently don't find yourself funny or entertaining. That's extremely hard to do. And that's where I found my humor is more in its strength, is when I have someone to bounce off of. When I'm playing a game with a friend, or trying to do something, or do something for entertainment value, where I'm not the only one watching, or I'm not the only one who's going to find it funny. Like, for example, if I would have had a capture card and all this stuff, I had a few traps in my own Minecraft world, and this is cringy as hell to talk about, but it was the time. It was 10 years ago, not even. It was 7 or 8 years ago. I had a few traps laid out for friends, because there would be a friend that bounced in and out a couple times, building his own thing. I was going to try and prank him with it. Never worked, but I had it, and that was when I was really into, like, creating, and, like, how I felt like creating in itself was helping, was my escape. If it never made it to YouTube, or if it did and it looked stupid, it was just getting it out there. But I felt like keeping the multiplayer mindset in mind, I felt like I could be entertaining. Now it's turned into, I have to keep a single player aspect in mind and still be entertaining, which is harder because I'm the only one involved as far as making it, whether that be any single player game or single player aspect of a game. I have to try and be entertaining on my own because I'm the only one involved in making this content, which is hard because I inherently don't find myself entertaining, and the jokes I do find funny, I can't necessarily bounce off of in a way, because I don't know how to bounce off of it in a way to keep it going. Which is, again, just something I feel like I'm going to learn in time, but is part of the reason why I feel like some of my content isn't great. And I think it's really trying to learn again, or learn in general, because who knows if I ever knew this, to try and be, because a lot of games are a lot of games that I don't want to play are multiplayer. A lot of games that I play are single player. But it's trying to keep in mind that I'm the only one who's making this content, so I have to bounce off of myself. So I have to make jokes for whatever reason, because who knows, they're situation based. And just keep in mind that I'm the only one involved to make this decision. Which kind of goes way beyond what I wanted 8 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago. What I wanted then was to bounce off of other people, because I felt like that was the best way to get the funniest content. Not necessarily for content, but just have those funny moments from a friend to a friend. Not necessarily for a video or anything like that. And that's where I thought the fun was. And it could still be. And I do realize there is, a lot of fun in multiplayer. I get it. But growing up on consoles that had multiplayer, but not a whole lot of people on my friends list doing the same thing or getting in the same lobbies, it was kind of like, and I'm aware I put myself in that box of, I'm not playing these games, therefore I'm not in this session. And I say session just being, that lobby for that multiplayer mode type, whatever, hardcore, deathmatch, whatever. And I'm aware I put myself in that situation. I'm not blaming anybody, besides myself, really. But just to go back on, because I'm trying to learn as I'm saying this, is that I'm trying to learn my path, find my own path in going forward. I've switched my mindset from, okay, group of my friends are going to be doing this, and I'll be involved, and whatever will happen happens. And that could be offline, that could be online, that could be on camera, off camera, on stream, off stream, doesn't matter. But I've switched that to single player games. I have to figure it out, whatever. And I constantly get caught up in how's the quality doing, because that's the only thing in my control. I end up going, okay, we're dropping 10,000 frames in a minute and a half. Okay, that's a lot. Why? Is it the bit rate? Is it this? Is it that? Is it the quality of the stream? Is it the quality of the game? I don't know. What's my GPU percentage like? What's my CPU percentage like? I get in my head about all these things about quality, because in my head, it shouldn't be going as bad as it is, or as bad as it seems to be, because there's a lot of times where, okay, I dropped 400,000 frames, stream's fine. It's fine. Just watch it and it's fine. And I have to constantly keep an eye on it. But then I don't bounce out of that, and I keep my mind in that, and I don't focus on the game, and I focus on Streamlabs when it's open, and then like all these things, and I have to just keep in mind there's no one to bounce me off of this but me. I have to go and break myself out of that thought process and go do whatever it is in the game, focusing on the game, and then focus on that and not quality control, even though there is no control. In the middle of streaming, you can't adjust your bit rate, so get over it, is what I should be saying in my head, but I don't. And this really, I would have streamed this, but it wouldn't have been entertaining. It would have been just me talking to a void with a random person coming in and then wondering, what the hell is this person talking about? They're just streaming themselves talking and complaining about themselves. So instead, I decided to record it and put it on YouTube. But with that being said, moving forward, I feel like it's going to take some time, and a lot of things as far as my schedule goes is there's a lot of days where I want to stream, and I know I have to stream, and something pops up, and that happens a lot. But that's life. In the end, that's all I can do. The stream schedule is very much a skeleton. It's bare bones. If I can't do a certain day, I can't do a certain day. If I can do another day during the week, I will. If I can make it up, stream from, an earlier time until slightly after my start time, then I have to. It just is how things are. But again, I think this is where I'm going to start wrapping up this video. So if you watch this and you liked it, be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button. Honestly, you don't have to subscribe to this channel, but if you click the link in the description below, and it'll take you over to Mixer, or you can follow me on Mixer. Again, everything I just talked about, stream schedule, bare bones, blah, blah, blah. But if you follow me on there, I do stream. Sometimes. There usually isn't a 2-week period. There's usually a lot of streams within a week. But follow me on there because I stream. I don't post these videos that often. It's been 4 months since I posted anything on this channel, so there's that. So follow me on Mixer and follow me on Twitter. There'll be another link underneath that one. It'll take you to my Twitter to find out what I'm thinking and what I'm thinking the stream time's going to be, if there is one, if there isn't one, if I'm making up a day, it'll be on there. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you dudes on Mixer the next time I stream, which should be, if I have time, this Wednesday, which is dating the video, but it's important for when it's up, this Wednesday or this Thursday. If it's not Wednesday, it'll definitely be Thursday, and if it's Thursday, which it definitely will be, it'll be early until, so it'll be probably 11:30 a.m. EST to probably 2 p.m. EST. The only reason I say 2 is because I normally start at 1. I usually give myself around 1 o'clock. So Click the links in the description below. Follow me on there. Follow me on Twitter. And I'll see you dudes on stream on Mixer. Bye-bye.